and welcome to TSG Foundation's Wisdom of the Zodiac. I will be your host today. My name is Gita Saraydarian, and we will study Chapter 11 from Volume 1, titled Aries Advanced Teachings. The Aries full moon starts the spiritual new year for all esoteric students. And whatever you do during the month of Aries, the following month of Taurus, and then following after that Gemini will determine what happens or does not happen to you in your life during the next year and the coming years ahead. So Aries is a very important time for you, and for you to take very seriously what your spiritual goal will be. When we are in our teens and early 20s, we don't really consider our spiritual goals too seriously. We may think, yes, I want to meditate or study more or become a better person or have more emotional maturity, but we really don't do too much at that time. Then we get into our 30s and family and job take over, our cell phones, our computers take over, and our nose is really on the ground or in the grind, and we are taking care of life, financial needs, material needs of our family and our children. Then as we go into our 40s, things start changing and we start again asking the very serious questions that we asked when we were teens. If you remember what you asked when you were teens, it's probably pretty much what you are asking now. But now you have something that you can do about it. You have some more maturity, more mental capacity and emotional capacity to do something about it. And also, we're hoping that your financial situation is more stable, your life is more stable. So you have that stability, emotional maturity, and mental maturity to take yourself to a new step. So in your early 40s and mid 40s is a crucial and wonderful time to start taking the steps to make major changes in your life. Now, as you head into your 50s and 60s and early 70s, it is even more important, because you start asking yourself, how much more time do I have? And what do I want to happen in my life as it unfolds? Maybe every month, maybe every year. Maybe you're not even thinking 10, 20 years ahead. So this lesson is a very serious lesson that will put us on a new path in our spiritual striving. This chapter 11 is a transcript of a day-long seminar that Torkom gave in California. It is very important. I remember it well. I was at that seminar. I took notes, and I don't remember how much that he gave. What I remember is how deep it was, how serious it was, and how much thinking it took. Now, as I read this chapter, I realize I have to read this chapter over and over again, 2 times, 3 times, or more, in order to make a crack at it. So what I would like to do today for you, since we don't have full 4 hours or a full day seminar, is to take certain parts of it and go over it with you, and I hope to make a little bit of a opening for you so that when you read the entire chapter, you can gain a little better understanding, okay? So open your books to page 121. So this is volume 1 of Wisdom of the Zodiac. Look at page 121. This will set the tone for us that Torkom set back in more than 20, 30 years ago. And we can set that same tone in our life. You see, when great teachers speak, they don't speak for that just 1 year. They don't even speak for 1 lifetime. They speak for multiple lifetimes. And so you can see how much of this information you can put into action right now to make better changes in your life. So let's read that second paragraph on that page. This year I will begin speaking about some of the deeper meanings of the zodiacal signs, so that your consciousness goes a little higher and you receive a greater impact of energies. So he is going to push us from this chapter on into something deeper and higher. Why is that? Because when a teacher pushes us, we don't resist too much. We kind of start moving along with it. And as we move along with it, we develop receptors that will receive deeper wisdom, deeper energies, deeper insights about our life. You see, teachers can't really tell us which direction to go in our life. All they can do is say, go deeper, go higher, go more meaningful in your life. And the steps are up to you. These are some suggestions, and the rest is really up to you. What do you want to do this year to make your life a little bit deeper, a little bit higher, a little bit more wisdom, and a little bit more meaningful in the coming year? So let's go to the last paragraph. When we speak and think about zodiacal signs or the 7 rays, we do something very esoteric. Look at this. Just reading and talking about these topics does something very important to us. We create needed thought forms in our mental plane that act as transmitters of the energies about which we are speaking. So as soon as a great teacher talks about something deep and meaningful, such as zodiacal signs, 7 rays, esoteric wisdom, and all its aspects, something in our mind starts opening and our antennas start coming up. Okay? For example, if you are saying Aries this, Aries that, you are building a mechanism in your mind with these thought forms. So don't think this is just information that is going to sit on the edges of your mind, but there is something deep happening. Your brain is actually registering changes, and your mind starts putting out antennas to understand more and more. Doesn't that happen to you when you hear about or read about something really interesting? Your antennas go up and you say, I'd like to know more about that. So this mechanism slowly becomes sensitive to the Aries energies, or whatever energies you are talking about. And you slowly begin transmitting these energies into your system. So when you have a deep truth spoken about by a great teacher, something starts rolling into your body, and your mind sends out receptors in order to receive those energies. So you are opening a door for something to flow in. If these thought forms are built with deeper meanings, deeper significance, with foresight into the laws and information about these constellations, then this mechanism is more complex and sensitive to these energies. This is really important to take apart a little bit. Let me take some of those ideas apart. If these thought forms are built with deeper meanings, so these thought forms that are coming from great teachers are built with deep meaning. Now, when these are built with deep meaning and not surface, not just meant to gain favor or gain accolades, but with deep meaning for the transformation of life, then there is something else that is happening. When you have that deeper meaning, deeper significance that is given to you with deep foresight by the teacher about laws and how they are manifested, then that elicits a deep response from the inside of you. You see, great teachers don't talk just personality. They talk physical, emotional, mental, intuitional, and soul culture. They are trying to touch us from many levels. And the levels that you open inside of yourself, with those levels you grasp those meanings and you bring them into your life. Does that make any sense to you? So think about that. The deeper is the teaching, the deeper from your soul you respond. Reading about these zodiacal signs prepares your mind in such a way that these energies are received. You see, that deep soul contact that is made in you opens your mind, and you are able to receive these energies, absorb them into your system. They make sense to you now, and they are assimilated. In other words, they make sense to you. You say, yes, I know how to work with these energies. When we are talking about these energies, you will assimilate them according to your understanding. Okay, so there's a great teaching given to us, and the understanding with which, the honesty with which we open ourselves to these deeper wisdoms, then with that, the response happens, which is the combination of all your thought forms. Okay, our response is a combination of all our thought forms, synchronized with each other. You see, they are all together, they're synchronized. Now, there's a very important word here that is used by Torkom, synchronized. When a great teacher talks to us from a higher level, and our soul comes out in response, there's a synchronization that happens. Think about what that means. Why is it when I read something beautiful something in me comes together. When you hear something really, really meaningful, you say, I don't know, but something has brought me together. Something is synchronized in me. So you are going to watch for that synchronization process to take place. That tells you that a great teaching is about to be given. Okay, so something comes together for you, bugs you to pull yourself together. You will be able to receive these energies and charge. You are able to receive those energies and charge your physical, emotional, and mental planes. So there's another deep meaning there. When a great teacher is given deep teaching, it is not just the outside edges of your body that is touched. Your physical body is moved. You are thrilled. Something warm happens. Something quickening happens in you. Your emotions are touched. Your mind is touched because your soul is talking to all of you. It is saying, wake up. There's something great that's about to happen. Speaking about individual zodiacal signs will build the system in your mind. What is that system? That is a 12 zodiacal sign system, each of which has a great gift to give to you. And eventually your mental plane will have a counterpart of the zodiacal signs. You see, that is beautiful. We want to have the counterpart of all 12 signs. It is not just enough to have one sign that you are born under, or the one sign which we study and meditate on. Eventually, as we receive this wisdom and we open up to it with our soul, with our physical, emotional, mental bodies synchronized together, we will build that mechanism of 12 parts inside of us. Isn't that beautiful? So now, let us take some of the questions and answers that I have chosen in this magnificent chapter. And I will go over some of these questions and answers as long as we have the time. And then I ask that you read these throughout the month of Aries, not just for 1 week. Read it every day throughout the month of Aries until we turn into Taurus. Study it every day, meditate on the keynotes, and see what it means to you. I hope you have the time to do that. If you don't have the time to read it for the entire month, at least take 5 days or 7 days. It is that important. I would suggest you take at least 7 days. And in those 7 days, put all your meditations and readings aside. And every day, read 1 or 2 pages, choose a seed thought, meditate on it. Okay, so let's go to the first question. Page 122, bottom of the page. When the question is asked, when you talk about assimilating energy, what energy do you mean? Is it cosmic energy or what? So Torkom answers, let us say they are the energies of the sign about which we are talking. Okay? There are no cosmic, planetary, or such kinds of energies. There is just energy. Okay, so that's the first lesson. There's just energy, undifferentiated energy. The energy comes from Aries when you speak about Aries. So we have a blank space, let's say, that is all the energies in it, all energy. And when we speak about Aries, that energy is focused into our mechanism, just like when you turn a lens and you focus that lens, then that energy comes to you. You are talking about opening and making yourself sensitive to the Aries energy. Okay, whatever you are talking about, that's what you are making yourself sensitive to. So when I say, for example, soul wisdom, all of a sudden your soul energy is opening and you're making yourself sensitive to that. Top of 123. Aries energy is everywhere. Okay, listen to this. It is everywhere, but you are not absorbing it because you are not open to it. Okay, so think what this means. It is everywhere, all the time. But at the time of Aries, it is particularly helpful for us to tune into it and bring it in because there's a direct alignment through the sun and our planet. And at that time, it's easier, so to speak, to tune into the energy of Aries. But do you want to tune into it any time of the year? Of course you can. If you use the powers of Aries, you can tune into that energy any time of the year when you need it. Okay, let's look at the second question. Are there different energies every month? Answer. There are different energies every month, but these energies are not different, and they don't exist for you if you are not sensitive to them. So it is all energy, blank energy, but as soon as we focus in during a month or during a careful thinking period, we tune in our telescopes to that particular energy and we draw it into us. Okay, let's go to the next page, 124. Let's go to 123 bottom rather. What effect does the absorption of energy have on one's own energy body? Okay, so what happens when we absorb an energy? Here's what he says. The effect is controlled by the level of your development. The more you are developed, the more you are capable of handling high-level energy and sustaining it and holding it without cracking your centers or your bodies or going imbalanced, the more you are able to utilize this energy. The effect of energies is conditioned by the level where you are. So it is very important for us to remember, when we are in our teens, we study math. It's different than when we study it for a master's program. It is different when we go to graduate degree program of mathematics and postgraduate, and even different when we become teachers and researchers in the field of math and science. The whole field is open and different. It's the same field, but we are able to absorb and understand and utilize much deeper layers of that energy. For example, if you are stuck to your sex centers, the energy will stimulate it. So wherever you are, that's what the energy will stimulate. If you are stuck in your stomach center, you will be overeating. That energy will stimulate, overstimulate the stomach center, the digestive system. If it is the throat center, you will start creating and creating. The throat center is a center of creativity. In all fields of human endeavor, you can be more creative. Whatever you do, more creative ways to find solutions in your life. Let's go to page 124. If it hits the spiritual center, which means the higher centers, heart and head centers, various head centers in your head, you will be greatly inspired. The effect depends on where you are and where your bodies are. Okay? So it depends where you are in your life. Where's your focus? Where's your consciousness? What are you worrying about and spending time on and thoughts about and feelings about? That's where your focus is going to be. So here's an important teaching element that's hidden in this statement. During the full moon times, put everything aside. If you can, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if you can do it, put everything aside and lift yourself in your thoughts. Quiet your body, quiet the noise in your life, quiet your emotions, and lift yourself even beyond the ordinary thinking and say, as a soul, what is it that I want in my life right now? What kind of wisdom do I want? What kind of teaching do I want and guidance do I want? And when you do that, you are opening higher centers, not the lower ones. The lower ones are used for other things in your life. You don't need to worry about it. They take care of themselves. Now, let's go to the question that is at the bottom of page 124. Do you automatically have a mechanism for the sign you are born under? This is a very interesting question, because all of us are really in love and enamored by our own sign. We just love the sign we are under, and we study it and want to focus on it and just read about it. But I've got news for you. It's really important to read about all of them. Okay, do you automatically have a mechanism for the sign you are born under? And he says yes, but it doesn't mean exactly automatic. You become prone or sensitive to those energies because in some way in the past you reacted or responded to that sign more than other signs. So yes, you are sensitive to that particular sign and what is going on in your life regarding that sign. This is why you are born in a particular sign with either its vices or virtues. If you are guilty or obnoxious, you are born in Scorpio, so that you pay all your debts. And if you are striving, your rising sign is Leo. This is just an example he is giving. This is a little joke, he says, but behind it there is something deeper. Of course, astrology is mixed in it, but this is the sign of energies. So we are thinking of energies. Of course, the sign you are born under, you are susceptible to all its vices and virtues and its energies and going in and out of the zodiac. But that doesn't mean that's the end of the story. Let's go to page 128. So interesting and so beautiful. I love, 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 love this chapter. Let's go to the bottom of that page. It's so nice. What would cause a person to be unbalanced? You see, during the full moon periods, people get unbalanced. They get hyper emotional or hyper active, and they're asking, why is that happening? And he says it is because of their evolution, their evolutionary process and period in their life. For example, you are a personality. Personality means physical, emotional, mental, all together. How much are you developed if you are only the shell, the physical, emotional, and mental? If you are just developed in those, there's a certain kind of response from your body. Only your physical, emotional, and mental bodies will be stimulated if that's all that's developed in you. If only one of those is developed, that is all that is going to be stimulated, no matter what sign you're in. So let's say you are under the sign of Aries. If you are only physically developed, that's the only part of you that's going to be stimulated. If you are developed emotionally and physically, those two will be developed. Add mental, those three will be developed. Let us say you are evolving and conscious of your life as a soul, then the Aries energy is going to come and stimulate your soul, your higher powers, your higher centers. Does that make sense to you? So look at those. If you are spiritual, your soul, your psyche will be stimulated. If you are really a deeper spirit, your deeper core will be stimulated. If the three of them, your personality, physical, emotional, mental body, soul and spirit, are stimulated, you have music, dance, and harmony, so to speak, in all your life. Do you see how beautiful that is? But if they are unbalanced, your life is unbalanced, no matter what sign you are. One ray, the first ray hits Aries. That ray hits Aries. And it is one ray because Aries has three departments. The first ray expresses as light, love, and power, but primarily power, because Aries is dominated by the first ray, even though it has three rays. Let me explain that before we go into our meditation. Time is almost up, and this is so important. So Aries is hitting our body in the way that we are evolving. Aries energy is first ray energy, but it has three departments. It has light energy, love energy, and will energy. Now, if we have those three departments evolved in us and conscious in us, those three departments will gain a lot of energy. If those three departments are conscious in our personality, in our three vehicles, they will be energized. If our soul and spirit is all blended together in our personality, then can you imagine what that Aries energy is going to do for you? So this time of the year, try to bring yourself together. Try to discipline your bodies and make them a little bit more mature, a little bit more wise, a little bit more expanded. Raise yourself to your higher centers. Let the lower centers take care of themselves. Strive to go deeper into the teaching. And so what I suggest before we close for the meditation is to take at least 7 days during the full moon period, the day of the full moon counting back 3 days before, 3 days following, and just read this chapter. If you only read the questions and answers and meditate on the answers and the seed thoughts in them, you will see how much more you will get out of your unfolding process this year. So this year, try to set your bar a little bit higher. Try to visualize what your future is going to be and meditate on these beautiful seed thoughts contained in this chapter, and see where you can take yourself during this major full moon period, and see where your life is going to take you in this next year and the next 5 years of your life. Don't let time slip by and all of a sudden it's too late. Okay, don't let it be too late. Every minute of your life you can make a change. Okay, let's go into our meditation. Although there's no meditation given in this chapter, I suggest that you use the entire chapter for seed thoughts of meditation. So what we are going to do now is say the great invocation in 1 Om, loud or silently. And I will give us a seed thought, which is, what is the truth in my life? I want you to meditate on what is the truth in your life. And then we will close with a mantra and say 3 Oms. Okay, so close your eyes and sit up straight. Put a nice smile on your face. It is always nice to not put tension on your face when you are meditating. Focus and just relax and take 3 deep breaths from your belly, expanding and pushing in. Another deep breath. Let us say the great invocation from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Keeping your eyes closed, meditate on the following seed thought. What is the truth in my life? Meditate on what is the truth of your physical existence, your emotional existence, your mental existence, and your deeper spiritual existence. Let us take 2 minutes to meditate on that. What is the truth that you know deep in your soul to be absolute truth? Imagine or visualize yourself sitting in a beautiful nature with trees and flowers, and just look around you in your imagination. And what is the truth about life that you have realized so far? Just enunciate that truth in your life. Now imagine your solar angel sitting at a distance. Ask your solar angel for the truth to be revealed in your life, a deeper truth than you have seen thus far. And keeping your focus on your solar angel, repeat after me. Lead me, O Lord, from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real, from death to immortality, from chaos to beauty. Say 3 ohms. Thank you for joining me for a new year of adventure, starting with Aries, and will continue every month. Month after month, I will bring you a lesson from the wisdom of the Zodiac, 4 volumes set by Torkom Saraydarian. Get your copy, read it and study it, and make your life something deeper and more meaningful this year. Hit a new target this year and strive. Nothing is lost in your striving. It is not too hard. Don't say it's hard. It is beautiful if you just add 5 minutes of quiet time to your life, of study time and time of contemplation and thinking. I hope you do that, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.